Dick, will you make a prediction for the 1967 Red Sox?
I honestly think we'll win more ball games than we lose.
Those were words spoken by brash rookie manager Dick Williams about the 1967 Red Sox, a team that was a 100-to-1 shot to be in the World Series. For this was the same team that the year before had barely escaped last place in the 10-team American League.
We were tired of losing. I mean, really tired of losing. We just wanted to do anything we could do to win games. Dick came with a real good attitude, an aggressive attitude. Made us understand that we had to do the little things, the bunting, the hit and run, not just the home run, you know, and get good pitching and defense. So if you made an error, I'll tell you, you heard about it.
Other than the hiring of Dick Williams as manager, the other crucial off-season move was made by Carl Yastrzemski, who underwent a rigorous workout regimen.
He decided he needed to get stronger. He lived in Linfield at the time. Gene Birdie was the trainer up at Colonial in Linfield. He went to the guy, and the guy worked him out all off season, made him bigger.
I almost walked out on him, but then my competitive nature said, I'm going to show this guy. And he just helped me tremendously. He put me in tremendous physical shape.
All of a sudden, he had greater bat speed. He could pull the ball, change his stance a little bit, and next year he had 44 home runs.
No-nonsense manager Williams took to umpiring spring training intra-squad games. He was clearly in charge.
Dick Williams came in and really changed the atmosphere. You know, as he's been quoted as saying, he was the only chief and everybody else were the Indians. And
very high toward the flagpole area, Unser back, looking up, it is gone. Home run.
But what nobody anticipated is that Carl Yastrzemski had undergone a transformation from a struggling rookie to a good player. Until in 1967, he became Captain Carl, a baseball superman.
We went down to Yankee Stadium. Whitey Ford is pitching, making his 432nd Major League start, and Rohr is making his first.
Red Sox bench. Bill Rohr.
In the ninth inning, Tom Tresh led off, and he hit a fly ball to left field, and Yaz made one of the greatest catches that I've ever seen, and I said so.
Rohr winds, here it comes, fly ball to deep left, Yastrzemski is going hard, way back, and he dives and makes a tremendous catch!
That catch saved Billy Rohr's bid for a no-hitter in his Major League debut.
When I was running back, my back was completely at home plate. I never really saw the ball until the last split second over my shoulder, and how I caught it, I really don't know. And I knew I wanted to save the no-hitter. And as I dove and caught the ball, it's the only thing that I thought of about saving the no-hitter for Bill Rohr.
I was aware of what was going on, and then when Carl made that unbelievable catch in the ninth inning, that really just kind of put an exclamation point on what was going on.
With Rohr 1 out away from a no-hitter, Yankees catcher Elston Howard came to the plate.
Base hit.
I've been haunted, I suppose, if that's the right word, for 3 decades now about that, but I do recall Elston getting to first base, and the Yankee fans were vocal in their displeasure, and the fans were throwing those rented cushions, and they were throwing paper cups. Elston Howard, I think, said that that's the first time he'd ever gotten a hit in Yankee Stadium and got booed for the trouble.
Popped up, Conigliaro, plenty of room. Makes the play, the ball game's over.
Rohr's one-hitter was the first flicker signaling that 1967 was going to be a different year. With the emergence of several young players, including George Scott, New England became captivated by the team and began dreaming the impossible.
We decided we would make a recording, an audio recording, and a television show. And this is how it began. This is truly a love story, an affair twixt a town and a team. A town that had waited and waited for what seemed an impossible dream.
Due to its penchant for late-game wins, the team became known as the Cardiac Kids.
And the Red Sox have won it in 15 innings. The Red Sox pull it out 11-10 and go into a tie for first place in the American League as Jose Tartabull is mobbed by his teammates going off. They were becoming known as a fighting ball club, and one night in New York, they proved it.
I was pitching in a ball game that Thad Tillotson was pitching in also. The night before, Joe Foy had hit a grand slam to win a ball game. So he comes up in this particular game the next night, and he leads off with a 3-run home run. So his second time at bat, Tillotson is still in the ball game, and he throws at Joe once and misses him, throws at him twice and misses him, and finally hits him with a third fastball in the helmet.
Joe Foy.
Jim Lomborg was a gentleman and still is a gentleman. But the funny thing happens to Jim Lomborg when he goes between those foul lines. His whole personality changes. He is no longer a gentleman. He is nasty.
I think most everybody on our team knew what was going to happen. And the first pitch that I threw, I aimed for just underneath his elbow towards the small of his back. And it went where I aimed it, and I hit him.
Woo.
And so he's walking down first base, and he's jawing at me, and I'm jawing at him. But all of a sudden, the players are coming out of the dugout a little bit, and Rico, he starts jawing with Joe Pepitone.
Bang, everybody went at it. I ended up in the bottom of the pile. Next thing I know, I hear a voice. Where's my brother? Where's my brother? My brother was a security guard there, right at the dugout. They used to put him there when we came in, because, you know, be close to him. And I said, what the heck is that? It's my brother Dave. And Dave, I said, here I am, I'm okay, everything's okay. He was like getting guys off me. And jeez, Dave, take it easy. And next time we came into Yankee Stadium, everybody's looking for my brother. And we looked up in the third deck, way out in left field. He's up there waving. It was incredible. They wanted to make sure there was no more fights and no more Dave going on the field.
Red Sox fever became an epidemic throughout New England, and after a 10-game winning streak, the returning team was welcomed by a crowd of 10,000 people at Logan Airport.
We're on the flight. We're starting to descend and getting close to Logan Airport in Boston. And the captain gets on. He said, fellas, we have I guess a little problem here. He said, originally we were going to go to the gate, park at the gate, and you guys would get out. But I got to let you know there's 15,000 people at the airport waiting for you.
It seemed like 100,000 people. We hadn't seen anything like it, but when we came back after that winning streak on the road, that told us that we were as good as anybody else in the American League at that time, and that kind of gave us the confidence for the pennant drive.
The Red Sox were in a 4-team pennant race, but thoughts that they were a most improbable team of destiny reached its peak one afternoon in Chicago. Former nemesis Elston Howard had been acquired from the Yankees for the storybook pennant drive, and it was he who was on the receiving end of a throw from the unlikely arm of weak-throwing Jose Tartabull.
He couldn't break a pane of glass from 80 feet, let alone throwing somebody out from 250 feet. But that's the things that happen. Everybody contributes.
There's a drive into right field, caught by Tartabull, runner tags. Here's the throw home, and he is out at the plate! He is out at home!
To me, and with all due respect to Jose and his effort, the real play was made by Elston Howard at home plate, because Ellie had to jump for the throw. He actually literally jumped up, caught the ball one-handed with the catcher's mitt, came down and made a swipe tag on Barry to get him at the plate, which was just one of those plays that we'll never forget.
The '67 Sox got help on the mound from a previously untapped source named Gentleman Jim Lonborg, who pitched his way to one win after another, 22 in all.
But Lonborg had that tailing fastball in the 90s, middle 90s. I mean, but what he had was the real intimidator was the curveball. He would throw right at right-handed hitters, and the guys would buckle or go back, and the ball would go right over the plate and strike out a lot of guys that way.
Breaking ball got him.
Tony Conigliaro was entering his prime. Now at the age of 22, he became the youngest player in American League history to reach the 100 home run mark. And comparisons were being made to the greats of the game, including Willie Mays. And then on August 18, 1967, tragedy struck. A fastball from the Angels' Jack Hamilton sent Canigliaro down. Rico Petrocelli was the first to his side.
I ran out there and I saw his face, just if you're blowing up a balloon, just like that, swell up, blood was going through it. I said, oh my God. So naturally they called the trainer, they called the doctor. Doctor came out of the stands, rushed to his side, and I said to myself, this has got to be something permanent. The players, all of us, we were angry. We were just angry that this happened. Certainly to a young guy, to one of the important guys of our team, to a friend. You know, we didn't know right away, but we figured we lost him for the rest of the season, and we did. And he was just such a great hitter.
But this was a team that hopped on the shoulders of its captain Carl, and Yaz played like a Superman.
Home run, number 41 for Yastrzemski. And there's been a double play. Well hit to left. And that's going to be a great catch by Yastrzemski.
It just seemed that I was in that zone, which usually only happens for a couple of weeks. You get a hot streak and stuff like that. To keep it for that length of time really surprised me.
Everything he did really meant something. Get a base hit, put us ahead, home run, 3-run home run to put us ahead, to win the ball game, make a throw from left field to throw somebody out at second or at home. I mean, he just constantly did it all year.
Somebody came to him when Yaz was having his great thrust and leading the team. And John Connolly, a news writer, was a wonderful guy, came to me and he said, I've got this, my wife and I worked out this tune, and Handel's Messiah. I said, would you do it? So I did it on the air.
Carl Yastrzemski, what power he has. Our Boston team is always on the beam, 'cause we got Yaz.
Yastrzemski was never better than in a season-ending two-game showdown against the Minnesota Twins, in which the Red Sox needed to win both to keep their impossible dream alive. His 44th home run sealed the first of two wins the Red Sox needed.
Yaz was on his tear, just hitting everything that came even close to the plate. And for us to win that ball game was pretty exciting, because now we had to start thinking about getting ready for the next day.
All right, now we go into the last day. Now this is pressure. Like the 7th game of a World Series.
It was exciting. It was as exciting as it can get. You know, our backs were to the wall. We were playing a very, very tough Minnesota team, and we had to win the last game.
The pennant hopes of the Red Sox, Twins and Tigers were alive. Jim Lonborg was on the mound for the Red Sox, who were trailing 2-0 when he came to the plate in the 6th inning.
When I was at on the on-deck circle, I can remember walking up as the leadoff hitter to home plate and looking down to see Zoyo, I think it was Cesar Tovar at third base, and seeing that he was playing back just a little bit, and I said, let's give it a shot.
Good bunt, and he can't play it.
When Jim Lonborg led the inning off, the 5th or 6th inning or whatever, with a bunt single, that was what 67 was all about.
A bunt single for Lonborg to lead off the 6th inning.
This all happened on successive pitches. I got the bunt hit on Chance's first pitch. I think Adair got the single, moved me to second. Dalton Jones got the next hit. I couldn't score, bases loaded. Yaz comes up.
There's Cal Irmer in the Twins bench. Tight and tense, looking at the action.
In that crucial season-ending series, Yastrzemski came to the plate 8 times and cranked out 7 hits, including a 2-run single that tied the game.
Base hit to center. Lonborg scores. Adair will score. It's tied up.
The opponents never really believed he was doing what he was doing. They just refused to really pitch around him. And they kept coming after him, and Yaz beat him time and time again.
Yaz will go to second. A run will score. There it goes, gets away. A run will score. 4-2. 1 out, 2 on. Killebrew has it knock off his leg. That'll be another run.
Before long, we had a 5-2 lead, which was all I needed.
The Red Sox took a 5-2 lead into the ninth inning, and then the 1967 season, which began in solitude, ended in bedlam.
Little soft pop-up. Petrocelli will take it. He does. The ball game is over. The Red Sox win it.
I saw that thing go up there, and I said, "Oh, baby, that wasn't too high," you know. I said, "Come on down to Papa." Went in my glove, and I squeezed that, and just elated. I mean, then there was pandemonium on the field.
And what a mob on this field. Arizona Tarmyaki. And what excitement we have here at Fenway Park.
It was something that I think that every kid ever growing up when I was playing baseball wanted to be part of. To be a winning pitcher and to be carried off of a field by the happy fans. And I've heard so many great stories afterwards about, you know, people have said they've got, you know, shreds of my shirt, and for all the shreds of my shirt that people have, you know, I must have been a size 56 because they just ripped off my whole undershirt. Shoelaces were gone, belt was gone, hat was gone, but it was still, you know, looking back on it, just a moment of a lifetime.
At that point, again, we were just so excited. We knew one of two things was going to happen. Either we were going to have a playoff game with Detroit, or we were going to the World Series.
We had to wait around for about an hour and a half, I think it was, to wait to find out the results of the Detroit California Angel game. Once we found out that the Angels had won, I think Dick McAuliffe hit into a double play to end up that game. The first double play he had hit into the whole summer. And when that was over and things had quieted down, I took the ball up. I asked the clubhouse man, I said, I'd like to take this ball up to Mr. Yockey. And Mr. Yockey was there, and I told him I wanted him to have this game ball because it was something he waited a long time for.
It was a glorious season, one in which Carl Yastrzemski was voted most valuable player and became the last player in Major League Baseball to win baseball's Triple Crown. And Jim Longboard captured the Cy Young Award before pitching heroically in the World Series against the St. Louis Cardinals. And although the Cardinals won the series in 7 games, the 1967 season will be forever remembered as the year of the impossible dream. And more importantly, the year that rejuvenated the Boston Red Sox.